Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Andrew Wolf from USAopoly. We're looking at Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle deck building game.
Cooperative deck
building game. Yeah, a little subtitle there. And I hope you can give an overview of the game.
Absolutely.
I got a brief overview at New York Toy Fair, but when we couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we're still sort of figuring out the marketing of it and how to do this and bring it all to market. And now here it is.
Yeah, here it is. So we worked really closely with Warner Brothers. So people ask,
sure.
it is movie based.
Right.
So that is one of the first questions. And you'll notice that all of the imagery is from the movies.
Okay.
So it's a cooperative deck building game. You're going to play as Harry, Neville, Ron, or Hermione.
Okay.
Each character starts with their own unique starting deck of 10 cards.
Okay.
So there are going to be some common cards that are shared between each of the decks, and then each of the 4 characters has items unique to them. So Harry has Hedwig, he has an invisibility cloak, and then everyone knows Alohomora, the unlocking spell.
Yes.
So the object of the game is playing as the heroes. You are trying to defeat the villains that are seeking to gain control of locations in and around Hogwarts.
Okay.
So for the first game, you start by defending Diagon Alley. You're going to face one villain a turn, and if you can defeat all the villains before they gain control of all the locations, you win.
Okay.
But if they manage to gain control of the locations, you've lost. And we designed it such that when you fail to win a game level, you have to go back and play it before you unlock a new level.
Okay.
So it's
you getting rewards, or is it just knowledge of what's in here?
A combination of things.
Okay.
So I'll get a little bit more into the details of sort of the game design and how it plays out. Let me talk a little bit first, just kind of about the mechanics, so you can say, this is what you're going to be doing. So each turn, there's a deck of dark arts events, which are going to be the detrimental effects the villains are going to use to attack the heroes. They're going to be things like forcing you to lose health, maybe discard cards out of your hand, maybe add control to the location, and then the villains may have abilities that trigger. So when we add control, Draco reduces the active heroes by 2.
Okay.
Then the active hero gets to play your cards, and the mechanics are going to be pretty familiar for anyone who's played a deck building game. Cards are going to generate resources. You accumulate influence, which you can use to acquire new cards.
Okay.
So like Alohomora, each one gives you 1 influence, so I'll play a couple of those. Maybe I can recruit Hagrid to my side. Decks you acquire go to your discard pile. Some cards allow you to generate attack tokens. Those get assigned to the villain, and when the attack is equal to the villain's health, he's defeated. We get a reward, and then another villain's going to show up. If we can defeat all the villains before they gain control of all the locations, we win the game.
Okay.
Other cards will allow you to recover your health, and the game is fully cooperative, so there are going to be opportunities to heal your teammates, give them other resources, all collaborate and work together to make sure, as a team, you can keep these villains at bay.
Okay.
So that's the basic concept for the game overall. The thing that I think we're most excited about is the way the game plays out. So it's designed with with a series of 7 modules or games kind of as adventures. So for your first game, you're going to take all this stuff out, and what you're kind of seeing in front of you is the contents for game 1. It's designed to be an introductory game because we anticipate a lot of fans of Harry Potter may have never played a deck building game before, so we wanted to give them kind of an easy
They will not know what a deck building game is. That is
exactly. So we said, all right, how do we design this so that they can get comfortable, they can understand the mechanics, and it won't be too overwhelming to give them all this content at once. So this is basically your starter mode. Nothing really too complex going on. Get you familiar, get you comfortable. It's pretty easy to win this game and kind of get your training wheels.
Right.
When you win a game, you're directed at the end to progress and then open a new box of game content. So it's sort of got a story mode and it's additive in nature. So game 2 is going to be everything from game 1 plus everything new from game 2. You're going to get new locations to defend, new villains to have to defeat, new Hogwarts cards with more powerful abilities,
Okay.
and so on and so forth.
Okay.
You can see there's 7 games included.
Do your decks
So-
stay the same as you are moving up through the different games?
They don't. So your decks reset to their starting 10 cards at the end of each game. I kind of liken it to, well, you went home for the summer, you probably forgot like half the stuff you learned.
You did not study over the summer.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
you're
know
like,
that.
all right, we got to do a little bit of a refresher. But your characters do mature. So at certain points, you're going to get new versions of your characters. Because we've had a lot of comments, well, look, why do some of these characters seem more mature, but we're getting the Sorcerer's Stone versions of the starting characters?
Right.
So at certain points, you're going to get more mature versions of your characters. They're going to have special powers and abilities. So you are going to level up to a certain degree. But
Okay.
you do start with those same 10 cards. So your increases in power are indicated through character abilities, proficiencies, other stuff that you're going to gain along the way.
Okay, and of course the things that you can acquire from Hogwarts, is this?
Yep,
You
so that's
saying
the
here?
what we call it the Hogwarts deck, and it's got you can see
You're going to
items.
have more things added to this, so of course
Yep.
the more powerful items are mixed in there.
Exactly, and you've got spells, items, and allies, and then there are certain things that'll trigger off of certain card types. So you'll have to be strategic about who acquires which card and which cards are better for which deck. And there's a lot of collaboration between the players and say, okay, that card's best for you, and I should get this one, and this one's going to be great for all of us. And kind of just mapping out how we all want to build our decks to best fight off the villains.
Okay. And is it 2 to 4 players?
Yes.
Is there a solo mode or
No, it's designed for 2 to 4 players.
got to work with
Yep,
together?
you got to work as a team. So a lot of the cards are specifically designed. For example, I don't think there's like Dumbledore says, all heroes gain 1 attack, 1 influence, 1 health, and draw a card. So for 8, if you're playing solo, it's not a great card. But
Okay.
obviously with 2, 3, or 4 players, it's going to be much more powerful.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of stuff like that that's going to help more than 1 player or
Okay.
any 2 players at the table, stuff
Okay.
like that. So I think that's
That's
pretty
mostly it. I
good
know we
overview.
talked initially when we were talking about this that just, yes, you weren't even sure whether to call it a deck building game. I guess just to, again,
Yeah, it's definitely deck building in the nature of how you interact.
right, but just to ease the entry point. Because
Right.
again, it totally makes sense. I've talked about this before when you actually announced the game, but it is spell book building. It is exactly what they do in the books.
Exactly.
Is doing this process. So
Yeah.
it's kind of all natural anyways.
Yes, and I think anyone who's familiar with the story of Harry Potter, I mean, there's 7 games, so it's pretty clear what those 7 games are representative of.
Yes.
And people certainly have expectations of who are the new villains for Game 2 going to be? What
Right.
new spells am I going to learn in Game 3? When are certain characters going to appear? You know who probably shows up at some point. I'm
That's
not going
right.
to say when, but
That's right. That box 4 is kind of fat there. So
it's a little bit big. So
Yes.
there's a lot of fun secrets to unlock as you kind of advance through the games. And we really anticipate that people are going to have a lot of fun. Basically, reliving the adventures of Harry and his friends and their 7 years at
that's
Hogwarts.
right. We're still living.
That's true.
As some of us are.
I know we'll have to look at maybe a Cursed Child expansion down the
Well,
road
I'm
if
just
they
saying-
make a movie for that.
I'm
or
just saying I'm on page like 75 of book 6 with my son, so
Nice.
we're still like
You still forgot to
through
do it,
there.
so you might
Yeah.
want to like stop here.
We'll see where we are at the time.
Cool.
We'll do that. Well, thanks Andrew for the overview.
Absolutely.
All right, Harry Potter Hogwarts, which is
It'll be available late September.
late September 2016. It started debuting here at Gen Con.
Yep, we had 50
limited
per-
copies.
Yeah, we had 50 copies per day. They went really quick, but our demo tables have been full, and everyone seems to be really excited about
That's
it.
right. I am much more curious to see sort of mainstream reaction to this because I don't know. It's a very different thing.
It is. It's a little different for us, but we really anticipate that we're going to be able to reach a really wide audience that are huge Harry Potter fans.
Right.
And again, maybe never played a hobby game before, a deck building game, and introducing a lot of new people to the hobby market as a whole.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Andrew. Here we go. Harry Potter.